What up, everyone? Hope you're enjoying the start of the season. Today, I want to start talking about waiver wire pickups. This is detrimental to your success in fantasy basketball. You need to be playing the waivers every day, and I'm going to try to do my best to keep these videos coming out constantly so you can have the latest news. But sometimes I'm going to have a hard time getting enough guys to make a video each and every night. So ideally, right now, I'm looking to do about one of these a week, hopefully a few more, give or take a couple. So with that, let's just get right into it. The first pickup you need to make of the year, the early candidate for waiver wire pickup of the year, and that's Willie Cauley-Stein. He's probably gone by now since he kind of exploded a couple of days ago. But if he is still available in your league, you really need to do whatever you can to pick him up, even if you have to waste a waiver wire priority. He's really one of those bouncy centers, super athletic. He can grab a crap load of rebounds. He's all over the defensive stats like steals and blocks. He's already shown you that if you check out his game logs. And he shoots a high percentage from the field. So DeAndre Jordan type percentage, at least from the early goings. He's still going to be kind of a bad free throw shooter like a lot of those other athletic centers. But currently he still shoots quite a few of them and it won't really kill you. Also, he got significantly better each year at Kentucky from the free throw line. And you kind of hope that he can keep that up and get up to that 70% from the free throw line. Next, Marcus Morris. I talked about this guy in my sleeper video. For those of you who paid attention and listened to me, congrats. You just got yourself a 20 points per game scorer so far. He's really hasn't been giving you those defensive stats yet, and that's kind of a little bit of an issue. But I wouldn't really worry about it. He's not going to be giving you significant blocks or steals anyways. But with the minutes he's getting, he's going to get a couple of, random steals and blocks here and there. He's also averaging about 8 rebounds, and he's shooting 48% from the field. So good for you if you listen to me. Here's your reward. He's also hitting 1.5 3-pointers. All right, next guy on the list, Kyle O'Quinn. He's not giving you anything amazing off the box scores, but he's really been quite solid, especially in the minutes he's been getting. He's basically been close to 10 and 8 early on in the season. What's really nice about him is he shoots about 80% from the free throw line. At least he's done so far this year. On his career, he's about 71, but let's take the benefit of a doubt for him. He's also averaging 1.5 blocks and just under a steal. So that's really nice, especially from a guy at that position. All right, if you need some assists, Ish Smith might be your guy. He hasn't been the greatest, at least the other night when Drew Holiday actually got a significant run at the point guard spot. But aside from that, he's still averaging about 7 assists a night. If you scratch that last game, he was doing about 8.5. And especially in back-to-back games where Drew Holiday won't be playing, you got to be playing this guy on those kind of nights. He can easily give you minimum 6 assists a night. Tony Douglas is kind of getting in that rotation now, so that's kind of worrying me. So I'm not quite sold on this guy yet, but if you absolutely need those assists early on in the season, this might be your guy. All right, next on the waiver pickups, you need to pick up Marvin Williams. This guy's just been getting a crap load of minutes, and you know how valuable minutes are to the fantasy players. A lot of people were high on the Kaminsky guy. He's been beyond disappointing, which I kind of foresaw. Marvin Williams has been basically the beneficiary of that. He's averaging about a double-double so far early in the season. He's also, hitting the 3-ball, which is really nice. And just today he hit 5, I believe, which is it's better than you would expect from him. You would love to see games like that going into the future. He also got you some blocks today, 3 of them, I believe. So he's really been quite solid, especially for the 36 minutes he's been averaging a game. The last 2 guys I want to talk about is if you're in need of some 3-pointers, make sure to take a look at either Kent Bazemore or Evan Fournier if they're available in your leagues. I'm not really crazy about either guy, but again, if you need that 3-point production, these are 2 guys that are quite reasonable to pick up. They're both averaging above 1 3-pointer a game early on in the season. What's more important is they're getting a lot of minutes, so they're getting a lot of these attempts up anyways, and that's what you want. If I had to choose between one of the two, I'd probably be leaning towards Bazemore, since I kind of want guys on winning teams as opposed to guys on losing teams. A guy like Fournier is a perfect example of some guy who, a couple of more losses and Orlando might kind of just move on from him and move on to the next guy in line, and you won't hear from him again. Whereas with Bazemore, to me, as long as they're winning, they're not really going to tinker with that lineup, and he's pretty much safe to be starting and playing serious minutes. Alright guys, that wraps up the week 1 waiver wire pickups. I'm going to try to do a lot more of these as I promised. And for now, go hit your waiver wires and pick up the guys you need.